an odd hand on the draw. We've got 2 expensive cards that's going to take us a while to cast. But we do have a Nettle Drone, which is, I assume, pretty good against him. He kept his 7. It's a little sketchy, but I'm going to try it out. I'm willing to accept that that could be a mistake. If he comes out of the gates too fast, we could get run over here. He had multiple culling drones, so we can get his ingest going pretty early. Maybe we should have try to find a 2-drop. We didn't have one, so that's good. Drew both of our Valakut Predators after sideboarding out a land, so hopefully we don't get punished by that. And this might be the sure strike that would have been a land, so... Okay, well we did draw a land. I'll lead with Predator, because it's going to deal more damage. And I'd rather it get complete disregarded, if he has that. Got Ondu Greathorn, that's fine. So let's auto-yield to the Predator once my Moto stops lagging. Guess I'll play another Predator. It's kind of a weird dynamic with the Nettle Drone and the Predator, because you want to get both out as early as possible, but the Predator falls off so hard in the late game, I think it's a higher priority to get it out in play. So yeah, now I just want to draw lands for the rest of the game, despite what happened last time. I'll yield to his Greathorn. I guess we shouldn't auto-yield to it in case we want to respond to it later, but I can always F3. Fine with trading damage here for sure, considering the contents of our hand. Assuming we draw lands, of course. Dominator Drone, sure. Didn't draw land, but that's not a bad card to draw right now. I will offer the trade. Not going to use my Sure Strike yet, but unless he has like a Tandem Tactics, obviously. Alright, that worked. I'm just going to play a couple 2-drops now. Better than playing Nettle Drone, just because I want to use my mana efficiently here. Considering this game is turning into kind of a race with him having lots of cards in hand. Just need to be as efficient as possible. Plus going wide with a Sure Strike in our hand does seem pretty good. If we draw Zada, that would be pretty interesting. Opponent continues with the beats. I'll keep taking the hits for at least a couple more turns. Let's see what his big 6-drop is. Make that his big 2-drop. Alright, what do we want to do here? I think I want to play Culling Drone and Smash. Hold up Sure Strike. Gives me a pip on my Predator. I think it's still better to keep using my mana efficiently than playing out the Nettle Drone. Well, it does feel bad to have it stuck in your hand while you're playing a bunch of colorless spells. Let's smash. I think we still have the upper hand here, offensively. Could be sandbagging a bunch of Tandem Tactics or something that might change the race, but at least we have a trick of our own to negate some part of that advantage. He's going to block off for the trade. I'm still going to let it happen. Unless he uses his trick, which it looks like he is. What do we got? Inspired Charge. Yeah, definitely using my trick now. Let's trade 2 for 1. Very interesting use of Inspired Charge. So I'm feeling alright about this game. He's got 2 cards left in his hand. but he's only got this beat stick going. I guess it does block most of our guys pretty well. We got his sheer drop. That would have been a pretty good draw for him. He's playing something pretty big. Ghostly Sentinel, that's acceptable. And now he's going on the defensive. Still haven't drawn a land, but this does seem like a good time to play our Nettle Drone. So we can go Nettle Drone, Sludge Crawler, and then we can still attack with our Kozilek Sentinel. That seems pretty good. Ends. I'm not going to auto-yield to the Nettle Drone, because we might at some point want to respond to our own ability. If we like forget to ping or something. If he wants to double block, I'm fine with that. He just takes 3. He does get to start putting pressure on us with the Sentinel, which I might need to worry about. Ruinous Path might be kind of annoying, but at least his land would be tapped, because it's 7 to awaken. If he attacks with both, I think I take it, go to 5, and he plays something big to block, and he would have 2 blockers. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what he does. I think I'm still tentatively ahead, but our hand is basically blank, and he could have something good, so I'm not willing to call it just yet. Okay. He definitely doesn't have nothing. He's thinking about his second main phase pretty hard here. Might be a Scour from Existence. Oh, it is a Ruinous Path. Okay. Land. Alright, so let's think about what we can do here. We're going to play the land for sure. Trigger landfall. So what happens if we attack with everyone? He chumps, blocks, takes 5. Is that right? Or he could go eat. If he doesn't chump the Valakut, then he dies. So he definitely has to block the Valakut. So that's one thing. So he's going to lose one of his guys for sure. Then his next best block, I guess, is First Strike on Nettle Drone. So he's just going to go chump Ghostly Sentinel on Valakut, then eat my Nettle Sentinel. Then he takes 5 down to 2, and he's left with Great Horn plus land against my 4 guys. If he draws a land, he can hit me for 8. If he draws another Awaken spell, I'm dead, but it doesn't seem like I'd be able to beat that in the long run anyway. I think I just smash here, put him to 2. He can't kill me as the board sits. I think this gives me the best chance to overwhelm him next turn. Huh. Well, that's not the block I was expecting. It was definitely more productive for him to do it the other way, because now he loses his Great Horn for no reason. We get double ingest, hooray! So if we ever draw lands for Processor, we've definitely got the fodder for it. We've got Core Entanglers and Stonehaven Medic. Alright, so he's going to have to draw something pretty good here to survive. He drew a land. Not sure what his last card is, but yep, doesn't look like it's anything that could save him. So let's think here. If he'd blocked correctly, he would have been left with a 2/3 first strike, as well as his 4/4. So he could only block 2 guys, but then if he drew another creature, he could, you know, block my 2/2, and he'd only take 1. We would have drawn, well, we would have been able to cast our Eldrazi eventually, so maybe we still would have still won, but definitely don't think that was the ideal blocks for him. But regardless, we just got there, so